rolling with the punches after a reckless roadside incident. This morning, the victim speaks out about the encounter that nearly took her life.
Oh, and more rain, it's coming. I'm going to fill you in on what we can expect for our weekend here.
Plus, coming together to make sure no patient fights alone. The event happening right now that's working to end pancreatic cancer. Today in St. Louis, Weekend Edition starts right now.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
Are you up? Are you up? I hope so, because right now you're getting a live look at the Chesterfield Central Park, where right now runners are gathering to put a stop to pancreatic cancer. Look at all that purple out there.
It's beautiful.
That's the color, and they are just getting ready for that start. We'll have more on that in just a little bit, but first of all, good morning to you. It is Saturday, April 27th. I'm Travis Cummings.
And I'm Mercedes McKay. Thanks so much for waking up with us on this busy Saturday morning.
It is. We got a lot going on.
We have a lot going on, and I know all of y'all want to know about the weather, so meteorologist Tracy Henson is here with us. Tracy, there's a lot of walks, the marathon, that walk happening in Chesterfield, but it may get dicey later is what you're saying?
Yeah, boy, am I glad those are going on this morning because, you know, later on in the afternoon, tomorrow, early morning could be questionable as well. We just have a bit of a dicey forecast really for the next 7 to 10 days.
Jeez.
Let me buckle
Spring
up.
is sprung.
Buckle up.
Yes, it's certainly here. So what we're looking at right now is we have those showers that track through overnight. Still some of my counties further down to the south getting a few showers. The rain that came through Effingham, that has since moved off and away. Currently over the city, it is a beautiful start to the day. Temperature-wise, it's around 70 degrees. Yeah, spring has sprung for sure, Travis. 70 degrees at 9 a.m. Winds out of the south-southwest. It will be a windy day throughout the entire day today with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. That's sustained winds right now at around 15 miles per hour. Through the rest of our day today in St. Louis, we will make it up into the upper 70s today with those scattered showers and storms later on this afternoon. I'm going to track those out for you in greater detail here in just a few minutes, but I'm not expecting severe weather today. I am expecting severe weather overnight tonight and then again tomorrow. 68 degrees for us overnight tonight. Winds will gust up to 25 miles per hour. Our sunset tonight is just about 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Now, if you were paying attention to the news yesterday or the weather, these were the views out of Omaha, Nebraska, and also in Iowa. Throughout the region, there were over 100 tornado storm reports. The surveys will go today, so we're not sure of the strength of these storms, but just powerful storms, really incredible. Like that shot, it just, you know, it's a storm chaser's dream right there. And this one, people still driving on the road, stopping just only briefly there. So we'll find out the strength of these storms as the National Weather Service does their surveys.
It looks cinematic there.
It really does.
Wow, Tracy, thank you for that first look. Well, this morning, a woman who was dragged underneath a car for several blocks in the Grove neighborhood is sharing her story.
23-year-old Ellie Bentley broke both her legs and mangled an arm in the incident, and that was back in February. She sat down with 5 on Your Side's Amy Krall to talk about the night that changed her life and where she's going now.
On February 25th, the shooting near Manchester Road wouldn't just change the lives of those involved, but of someone hiding from the shots.
One of the bullets went past me, so I obviously ran.
Ellie Bentley ducking for cover between 2 cars.
The driver never asked me to move out the way. He never ushered to the side or anything. He looks at me and then just completely puts his foot to the gas.
Police say that driver was Deontay Taylor.
So I'm sandwiched between the floor and the bottom of the car. My hope was initially, if I could tight into a ball as flat as I could, that perhaps I would fall under the car, and I hoped and I prayed, and unfortunately that didn't happen.
After several blocks, Ellie was ejected from the car in front of Platypus Bar.
I'm very lucky about that, and they call 911, and I'm very aware that I'm bleeding out. I can feel it, and I encouraged them to lie on me and wait for the ambulances.
Once she was in the hospital is when one of her friends, Lauren Coleman, heard what happened.
So I was just so upset, and sorry, it makes me a little bit emotional to talk about, but yeah, I was just so worried for her. But after, sorry, just a little bit.
Through her tears, Lauren is still amazed at how Ellie has bounced back from her life as a physics and math student overseas.
When you look at the photos of you and you're at graduation or you're in like these beautiful ball gowns, I'm sure you've probably looked at some of those photos or maybe looked at some of the coverage. Does that kind of stir any memories of like, oh my goodness, I would have never thought this is what my life looked like?
I look back at where I was then and the trajectory I saw my life travelling in. And obviously somebody's tried to take that from me, although they weren't successful. And I guarantee that I'm going to still achieve those same goals and possibly do better. I'm going to be more motivated.
Lauren and Ellie planning to stay in St. Louis and move in together despite the accident.
I've been amazed by the warmth and just the sense of community that I've felt here, and I love St. Louis for that. I love the arts, I love the culture, I love the people.
Ellie now facing more than $1 million in medical bills, her attorney Ben Tobin says, limited to the money he's able to get back for her with the value of Taylor's car insurance.
That's not even going to be put a dent in, what her damages actually are in this case, and no amount of money is ever going to make her whole.
Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
Incredible perseverance there. As Ellie continues to heal, she's planning to have several more surgeries, especially on her right hand and arm that she still doesn't have use of. If you'd like to help contribute to Ellie's medical expenses, there's a link to a GoFundMe page on our website at ksdk.com.
Now to something we've been keeping our eye on. The first week of the Thomas Kenworthy trial has wrapped up after testimony from a forensic psychologist. Dr. Patricia Zaff detailed Kenworthy's childhood abuse at the hands of his parents. She says it led to the mental illness that meets the criteria to find Kenworthy not guilty by reason of mental defect. Kenworthy is accused of killing St. Louis police officer Tamaris Bohannon, you just saw his picture there, and wounding another officer in 2020. The trial is expected to last until May 3rd, but is running a bit ahead of schedule.